So today it is a 2012 Chevy Impala. It's my daily driver, and I'm going to be putting on these Mevoltech control arms just because the bushings are better. And there's only one Zerk fitting to grease your ball joints on the Moog ones that I got from Rock Auto. Like, it was weird, they only sent me one that had a Zerk fitting. So I'm putting on these better parts just because I'm also going to be lowering the frame so I can change like a bushing for the frame mount. I changed one last spring when I changed the rack and pinion. So basically I'm going to get this control arm out of there, front lower control arms on both sides, change the sway bar links, lower the frame, change a bushing, and call it a day. And I've already done this once. I'm just going to be, doing it again here. So sit tight. Okay, so this is one of the mounts for the control arm. On this side, this is the right side, and this is facing the rear. This is a 21. And the other side is an 18, and I just, ratcheted that I got ratcheting wrenches, and I just took those off. Still on the right side, this mount for the front of the control arm has a Torx, it's a Torx bolt underneath, and underneath it is a T55, and this top is a 21 millimeter. And down here where we have this ball joint right there, there's that castellated nut and a cotter pin. I just took some vice grips and kind of straightened it out and just, gripped on and kind of, muscled it out of there, the cotter pin. That castellated nut is a 19 millimeter, that right there. And yeah, so now everything's pretty much broken, and I'm gonna just, take the assembly out. You had to pop all these little tabs to take the ABS. You take the ABS out of there, the harness at the rear side of the rotor. Disconnect that and just take all these little Christmas trees holding on the pigtail. Just, remove it. So now you see that castellated nut is exposed, and there's about a 1/4 inch of threads right there. What I got to do now is take this pickle fork. It's a ball joint remover. I rented it from Rock Auto, or from O'Reilly's. And you basically just find the spot between the knuckle and that ball joint. And since we're replacing it, can kind of muscle that rubber. It doesn't matter if it gets torn a little bit. We just need it to drop down. So those threads need to disappear and the ball joint drops down below the knuckle. So yeah, I got a sledgehammer and a pickle fork. We'll see how that goes. Next, I got this the ball joint to drop. I got the sway bar links, which I am replacing, and I know from experience that sometimes the nut that's on top is different from the bolt head that is on the bottom. But I just already checked. It's a 14 millimeter on top and 9/16 on the bottom. And I'm just gonna take out the sway bar link. And since I'm lowering the frame, I gotta take out the strut mounts right there. Those are 21 millimeter nuts on that side. And then you just, roll back the nut there, so you have a little less than a flush surface where, that's indented a little bit. And you just hit that with a hammer to knock the pin that way. Again, this is still the right side that I'm working on. And all right, so I got the links out. It's like a 15 and a 14 or something. I got the you don't need really you need an alignment after, but if you just take out the cotter pin and you back this castellated nut out, whack this with the hammer, you get this thing to, you know, clear, get out, you clear that. These are ready to go. I'm gonna knock these out and let the weight sit on these milk crates as I lower the frame down. So like the weight isn't, you know, tension on the lines and whatnot. But I got my setup down here. I got two jack stands supporting the body of the vehicle, and the subframe is it's a K-shape looking thing, you know. I got two jacks supporting alternate ends of that, and so I took out the four bolts. They're either 21 or 19. Everything is either you're gonna need a 14, a 15, 19, 18, 21, 20, just lots of different sockets and wrenches just to do a job, you know. But I also am replacing the CV axle I already replaced. That is a 34 millimeter. You just back that out. Everything is ready to go. I will give you torque specs later, but basically this far is pretty smooth. You know, I always use this stuff. Some guy at a parts store told me about it. It's free all. You hit that on everything and it'll just make the job smooth. Anyway, so continuing. So I'm just gonna run through the torque specs for the things that I did here. I don't really have time to like show you what I did, but basically I lowered the frame, the subframe. These two rear mounts were 122 foot-pounds. The two front ones were 118 foot-pounds. The stabilizer bar links, once I get those installed, are 17 foot-pounds. The two bolts for these bushings in the rear, the circular one back there, and this one right here, those are both 92 foot-pounds. And finally, the ball joint for the control arm, it's 15 foot-pounds. And you're just looking for an opening in the castellated nut to slide that cotter pin through there. So you torque it to 15 and then basically just keep tightening another whatever degree, as long as it's really small adjustment to create an opening to put a slide, like a cotter pin through there. So that's all the torque specs for that. I'll get back to you with the tie rod end, like that ball joint right there. I don't know offhand what that is, but that's everything for now.